Microphone check, check, 1 2 1 2, coming through. It's a weekend edition of Drivecast. I've been playing with the technology to see what is possible. I've been playing with the audio, playing with the video, experimenting to try to find out what works and what doesn't work, to try to find simple solutions to complex problems. It's so easy, I can do it. It's so risky, but I got a chance. It's not funny, 'cause there's nothing to laugh about when the money is all you want to talk about. I can see. Okay, can you name that band? Can you name that band? I imagine you can't, which is probably a good thing. It means that your focus is on your focus and not on the abstractions, distractions, and out of control reactions that happen all of the time, all of the day, all around us. Can you feel it? I have, for the last month, been working in a relatively focused way on my breathing, predominantly through swimming. Now I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference in my voice. I can feel the difference in my chest and in my projection of words. It's very interesting. It's amazing how the crossover occurs. What does he mean, the crossover? The crossover is when something that you improve in one area of your life helps you in another area of your life. So, if you work on your breathing in your swimming, for example, it helps you project your words in your speech. So that's powerful when we can realize that our body is one giant integrated system, and if one part of us is not working properly, it affects all of us. You know, if one part of the machine is, it only takes one part of the machine to actually break down for the whole machine to become useless. Hey, it's a pretty good example there of how life works. So, you only need a problem in one area of your life to create a problem in all areas of your life. That's why understanding the crossover, understanding the integration of all things is part of the essence of success. Another part of the essence of success is not driving as slow as possible on the fastest part of the road. People. Wake up, smell the coffee, and then drink some of it. So, in order to try to avoid some of the rather obvious problems, I am part of a business group that meets online for accountability. Accountability. Keeping track, keeping record, keeping check, keeping people in check. Making sure that you do what you say that you're gonna do to get the things that you need done. Right? Right. Right. So we had a meeting a couple of days ago. It feels like weeks ago, because I don't know how people can wander around saying, you know, when you ask people what's new and they say nothing. Co je novi? Nič. You what? How can there be nothing new? Well, the reason why there's nothing new in most people's lives is most people are not in control of what's going on. And those who are in control don't want those who are under control to have too much freedom. Oh, well, you know, you can have too much of a good thing. Oh, really? Really? You know, if you can have too much of a good thing, then is it really a good thing? You really have to ask yourself the questions you need to ask yourself in order to find the answers that you need to find to get to the next question. It's an endless process. Probing positive, of course. So, it gives me my brain is like fireworks of ideas today. You know, I talked about this a couple of years ago with a student. You know how the world is just full of contradictions and opposites and variety, despite the fact you can codify and limit certain things. I think for everyone whose brain is creative, there's someone whose brain is not. The same way that, you know, a creative person might not feel very driven to do to do something with their creativity, a person without creativity might be very driven to do anything at all. So all these kind of crossovers and contradictions. So when I'm in conversation with someone, it's like Happy New Year, because there are all these fireworks going off in my mind about all the different directions that the conversation could go in. You know, imagine a firework exploding in the sky going in all directions. Well, that's how I see each conversation. In fact, each sentence has that potential to then just flow in 1,000 different ways. So yeah, that's what happens in my head. In my head, when I'm in a conversation with someone, I can see all the different ways the conversation can go on, all the different ways I can respond, all the different ways that they can respond to the way that I respond. You know, think about an intellectual game of chess, not just your I move, you move, I move, you move, I move, you move kind of chess, but I'm thinking about all the moves that you could make and all the moves that I could make, and then all the moves that you could make as a result of that, and all the moves that I could make as a result of your move. And that gets confusing, right? Well, that's my brain. That's how my brain functions. I see all the different possibilities of everything. With one exception. Are you ready for it? With one exception. When I drank alcohol, these fireworks, these explosions would stop. That's why I used to drink in the past. Haven't touched alcohol now for, well, it was the beginning of February when I stopped. And now it's the beginning of beginning of October. That's quite a while. It takes 21 days to burn a habit into your deeper consciousness. Well, hopefully the habit is there now. Anyway, I used to drink because it would numb the madness going on in my mind, and I could have a little break and just not worry about the never-endingness of infinite possibilities that exist. And it was only when I came to terms with embracing the fact that that's just me, that's just who I am, that I was able to curb and control the alcohol. And how much alcohol were you drinking? Well, a couple of glasses of whiskey a night. Started doing it to help myself sleep. Don't we? How often does that happen? That we don't address the reason why we can't sleep. We just medicate ourselves. But then part of that was because of the kids at home being so active during the night that I kept waking up. And I needed something to put me into a deeper state of sleep so that I could sleep through it all. But then you kind of just wake up more tired, so you're unless you deal with the source, the core, the point of initiation of the problem, everything else is just a mask, thinly veiling the problem and ever changing. See, you know how one health problem leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and you just end up on the swings and merry-go-roundabouts of health roulette. So we had this business meeting the other night, and I used to do a written assessment of the meeting. I used to sit down, go through it all again, write down all the points, which is the only real way to do it. It's the only true way to do it is focus on the focus, repeat the information, write down the main points, and that sort of helps you keep your eyes on the prize. And what I thought, and I kept running out of time. Don't we always keep running out of time? What a phrase. It's as if we're trying to escape time. Let me take you on an escapade. I love the music of the 80s and early 90s. Got to go back and check out that Janet Jackson stuff. Anyway, we're on the heart of a world nation. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay. So what I thought that I would do is, if I take notes during the meeting of the important points, I can then review them in audio in about 5 or 10 minutes and record the audio. Send the review to the guys in the group. And they don't have to sit down and read it. They can just, pick it up on the go. They can be, I don't know, sitting on the john and killing time and review the key points. Yeah, everybody's key points will be different, but better some than none. So that's what I should do. That's what I should do. Follow my own rules. Take notes as you go along. As a constant rule that I keep returning to. You have to take notes as you go along. You have to review everything. It's the only way to burn the patterns of what is right and what is wrong into the mind. That which is repeated is that which has been learned. It's the only way. It doesn't matter whether you go to the gym or you're auditing a company, or you're studying at university for a test. That's the lesson, isn't it? It's not it's not the lesson that is the lesson, it's the reason for the lesson that is the lesson. So I'm going to hammer out, because I'm dropping into the office today, and I'm dropping into the market on the way to the office to pick up some sustenance to keep me going. Done my family time, done my kid time, done my jog. Tried a bit of meditation, but it wasn't happening today. I managed to focus on the breathing, but anyway, so like I mentioned focus, and that came out of the meeting. Here we go, points. Focus on your focus. Be more likable came out of the meeting. Be more likable. What does that mean? If you're not likable, no one's going to like you. Okay. Yeah, it comes from the fact that I have what I would call cellular belligerence, which is a tendency to how shall we say, be over passionate about things from time to time. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. But then I have to be true to myself at the same time. If you can't say what you think, then you're kind of in the wrong place. I mean, imagine if you're on a basketball court playing a game of basketball and you're holding back. Well, something's wrong. Unless, well, just who knows? I wrote down that there's a lot of static in the air, and that we need to tune in, which again is related to focus on your focus. It is. All pain has a relationship or connection with dissatisfaction. What does that mean? No idea, but that's the nature of thoughts that are in my head. Usually takes a while for me to actually understand what it is. It's like the conscious knows, but the mind has to process. What is he talking about? Well, you have to think about it. You have to think about things. Because if you don't, you're just a robot. A robot comes from the Czech, meaning Czech language, meaning worker. Involved in repetitive activities. You also have to add value. In everything that you do, you have to add value. If you're not adding value to the workplace where you're working, then you're not adding anything. What a great question to employees, isn't it? Sit your employee down and ask your employee, what value do you feel that you add to this organization? Most of them would just look at you like, what are you talking about? I do what you tell me to do and you give me money. Isn't that why we're all here? Oh, you have missed the point, haven't you? So those were some of the key points that came out of the meeting. That and classical elements that always come out of our meetings. The need to focus on growth through professional development, and to realize that that part of our motivation is connected to the challenge involved. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I'm not even sure that's right. Even the simple stuff we screw up, don't we? So there we go. It's time to go find some fuel for the body and the mind. I hope there was something that you can pull out of this and apply. And there'll be another Drivecast very soon. Wherever you are, take it easy, guys and gals. Ciao for now.